I'm not worried about the economic outlook at all because I think that, things are going to take their ups and downs, but it's always going to come back up and we're going to do really well.
Hello again, I'm Michael McKee. This is Bloomberg's special coverage of the U.S. economy. It's been a long time since American workers have had it this good. The unemployment rate remains near a 30-year low, and companies say they still can't find enough job applicants. The problem is particularly acute in the rural Midwest, forcing communities there to come up with creative ways to keep their economies growing. Amidst vast farmland and snowy plains, most people wouldn't normally expect to find streets dotted with authentic Latino cafes and stores. But that may be changing. This is Iowa, which has one of America's fastest-growing Latino populations. Señores y señoras, bienvenido a Los Laureles, a bodega and restaurant in the middle of corn country. It serves a growing population of immigrants that's helping feed small-town Iowa's desperate need for workers. Population growth has been slowing for decades in the Midwest. Iowa's population fell between 1980 and 1990. Unable to find workers locally, Swift & Company sought immigrants from Latin America when it expanded its Marshalltown meatpacking plant in 1988 and started a trend. Word spread of a place where jobs were plentiful and living costs low.
Jobs, that's why I'm come here.
Immigrants are the main reason local leaders expect the 2000 U.S. Census to show Marshalltown's population grew to 29,000 during the decade, reversing the previous decline.
You go back 12 to 14 years, we were probably 1 or 1.5%, maybe not near of minority, and I think we're somewhere in the neighborhood of between 15 and 20% today.
The immigrants are making a big difference, opening businesses and helping city revenues surge 65% over the decade.
The new population is really done a fine job of acclimating themselves. There's still some processes going through there. We have, I don't know the number, we have a number of new businesses that are directly, retail businesses that are directly related to the immigrant population that we have here.
Francisco Ochoa moved here from Los Angeles in 1993 and opened his own garage. He now has 4 employees and recently moved his Latino auto repair to a bigger location.
There's a lot of opportunities, work opportunities. People to move into basically Iowa to find better job opportunities, like I said.
They're still not moving in fast enough, however, to combat the aging population. Ken Anderson, president of Marshalltown's Chamber of Commerce, explained that at some of the town's larger companies, like Fisher Controls, they're facing a retirement bubble.
They currently have about 80% of their workforce that has more than 5 years' experience with their company. In 5 years, they estimate that that's going to reverse, and only about 20% of their workforce will have that 5-year or more experience.
Marshalltown is representative of other towns in Iowa, as well as the Dakotas, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, and Nebraska.
As you look at our demographics and you look at the population trends over the last years, we don't like what we see. We're not attracting enough people as a state, and Marshalltown would be very much a microcosm of that whole issue.
Iowa Governor Tom Vilsack has tried to woo ex-Iowans back to the state with receptions at hotel ballrooms in big cities like New York and Los Angeles.
We're also going out to other states and making sure that former Iowans know about the quality of life that we have in the state and encouraging them to think about maybe relocating back home. And we are also making Iowa a welcoming place for new Iowans from outside of our borders so that we create the greatest opportunity and chance for a broad range of skilled, talented individuals coming to the state.
And for the first time in years, civic officials say, things are looking up in the rural Midwest.
I'm very optimistic about the economy here. I think that Marshalltown has a real opportunity.
I'm Michael McKee. Coming up, we'll look at how gambling has paid off for Las Vegas.
It's upsy-downsy. It's upsy-downsy, you know. I mean, they're doing all this construction, but where's all the jobs? I mean, they bringing people from out of state.
Well, I think it's kind of touchy right now because of you're hearing so many layoffs, and a lot of large corporations aren't hiring people.
I think it's quite questionable whether we're going into a recession or not right now. It makes people feel quite uneasy